Good morning. You're watching the morning news show here on CNN News 18. I'm Sakshi Singh Litoria here to walk you through all the latest developments from in and around the world, starting the bulletin right off with some breaking news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. The targeted killing continues in Jammu and Kashmir. Terrorists fired upon two outside labourers in Anantnag. Both have been injured. Civilians have now been shifted to the hospital as well, where the condition is stated to be stable for now. So this is the recent development coming in from Anantnag of Jammu and Kashmir, where two migrant labourers were injured in a terrorist attack in Anantnag district of South Kashmir late yesterday. Their condition is said to be stable so far, and a massive hunt has been launched to nab the attackers as well. The incident took place in the Lal Chowk area of Anantnag town. They have been identified as Akshay and Pradeep, hailing from Sangli of Maharashtra. Now, this is the recent development that their condition is currently stated to be stable, but they were attacked last night. Now, targeted killing continues in Jammu and Kashmir as terrorists fired upon two outside labourers in Anantnag. Both the injured civilians have been shifted to hospital for now, where their condition is stated to be stable. So this is the recent development coming in from Anantnag of Jammu and Kashmir, when we are hearing that two migrant labourers were injured in a terrorist attack in Anantnag district of South Kashmir late Tuesday evening. I have CNN News 18's Ishan Wani joining me on the broadcast. Ishan, a very good morning to you. Could you tell us the recent development about the condition of both the injured migrant labourers, as well as do we know anything about any terrorist outfit that has taken responsibility of this attack?
Good morning. Yes, it was yesterday when these migrant laborers were in their, rented accommodations, and that is when these militants appeared and opened fire at these two boys from Maharashtra. We are told that they work locally there at a jewelry shop and have been in Prague district for some time from time now. And yesterday, when this firing took place, both the injured were taken to the nearby hospital, where they were being treated. And doctors say that they are both stable. They are under observation. They are being treated. The attack has come 5 days after three non-local laborers from Bihar were shot at multiple times at their rented accommodation. After that, only 5 days have passed since then. As I reported back then also, and highlighted the point that there will be a need for security forces to enhance the security, because we have seen in the past that whenever there have been such incidents taking place, they have tried to maximize and capitalize on these issues by, again and again opening fire at the non-locals in the Kashmir Valley. And that seems to be precisely the case. Security forces yesterday launched a coordinated search operation, but they couldn't find anybody in the vicinity. They have possibly managed to escape from the particular area. It will be a challenge for the security forces because Amarnath.
Well, thank you, Ishan, for bringing in all those crucial details. Right now, we are shifting focus to another piece of story, which is India versus NDA. This is meat versus meat. I'm talking about the opposition meat versus the NDA meat. Now, after the second day of 26th opposition meeting in Bengaluru, opposition parties have revealed the new name for their alliance, which is India National Development Inclusive Alliance, or INDIA, to take on the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance in 2024. Now, in a joint press briefing, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said that the fight is between NDA and India. He further said that it's an ideological battle which the opposition have to fight. Now, on the other hand, while addressing the National Democratic Alliance's meeting in New Delhi, Prime Minister Modi, in a scathing attack, said that alliances built on negative perceptions always fail. In a stingent attack on the opposition, particularly at the Congress, PM lashed out at the former UPA government and said that prior to 2014, the coalition government was crammed with policy paralysis. PM further said that NDA never disrespected the mandate of the people or sought foreign help to oppose the government.
देश की प्रगति को गति देने और क्षेत्रीय आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करने के रहे हैं, यानी राज्यों के विकास से राष्ट्र का विकास। इस मंत्र को एनडीए ने निरंतर सशक्त किया है। हमारे देश में राजनीतिक गठबंधनों की एक लंबी परंपरा रही है, लेकिन जो भी गठबंधन नेगेटिविटी के साथ बने वे कभी भी सफल नहीं हो पाए। हमने सरकारों का विरोध करने के लिए कभी भी विदेशी मदद नहीं मांगी। आजकल हम देखते हैं कि केंद्र सरकार की योजनाओं को विपक्ष की कई राज्य सरकारें अपने यहां लागू नहीं होने देती। अगर ये योजनाएं लागू होती भी हैं तो उन्हें रफ्तार नहीं पकड़ने दी जाती। 2014 से पहले की गठबंधन सरकार का उदाहरण हमारे सामने है। तमाम उठापटक के बीच वो गठबंधन सरकार किसी तरह अपने 10 साल खींच पाई, लेकिन देश को क्या मिला? प्राइम मिनिस्टर के ऊपर भी एक आला कमान, पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस, निर्णय लेने में अक्षमता। एनडीए की विचारधारा है नेशन फर्स्ट, सिक्योरिटी ऑफ नेशन फर्स्ट। एनडीए की विचारधारा है प्रोग्रेस फर्स्ट। एनडीए की विचारधारा है एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ पीपल फर्स्ट।
This is a very important meeting for the purpose to save the democracy and constitution.
लड़ाई एनडीए और इंडिया के बीच में है, नरेंद्र मोदी जी और इंडिया के बीच में है, उनकी विचारधारा और इंडिया के बीच में।
Let us challenge India. NDA, can you challenge India? So our challenge will be all focus, all publicity, all campaigning, all program.
तो आज ये 26 पार्टियां हम सब लोग अपने लिए एकत्रित नहीं हुए। हम देश को एक तरफ बचाना है, जिस तरह से पूरे देश के अंदर नफरत फैलाई जा रही है उससे बचाना है, और दूसरी तरफ एक नए भारत का सपना लेके हम सब लोग इकट्ठे हुए हैं।
I think we all have joined together to save the India. We have a great agenda for 2024 and this would be the beginning of that. Bengaluru has shown the way for that. There will be a coordination committee. A lot of things will work out. Mamata ji has come out with her vision, whatever she has, and all the chief ministers have put forward their ideas, whatever they have. They wanted to save the entire country, and India will fight.
Totally, it is actually the result of this meeting of the like-minded opposition parties clearly indicating that they are totally worried. This opinion of the parties, already every parties are united. We have to protect the idea of India. Now idea of India is totally disturbed by BJP government. We have to retain that idea of India. We have to value our constitutions. We have to value our common people's grievances. We need to have a common platform to fight for that causes. That is why we are all together here. The idea of India is attacking now by the union government. We have to retain the idea of India. We have to spread the messages of India.
VCK has given several recommendations, we believe, inside the meeting. What are the main ones, sir?
Proposals for common minimum program. A consensus must be needed to oppose the UCC in the parliament. We should come to a conclusion in this regard. We proposed.
Who suggested this name? Was there consensus?
Miss Mamata Banerjee proposed.
And sir, any discussion on leadership and seat sharing, sir, that came up?
Nothing. We will discuss later on. Okay. Next meeting will be held in Mumbai.
मुझे गले लगाया, ये एक पिता ही इस तरीके से अपने बेटे को गले लगाता है। तो कहीं ना कहीं उनके साथ ये संबंध है जिसको उन्होंने भी हमेशा निभाया और मैं भी निभाता हूँ।
दलों ने कैसे एनडीए को और मजबूत किया जाए और 2024 के अंदर तीसरी बार एनडीए को मजबूती से देश में लाया जाए, उस पर अपनी चर्चा भी करी, विषय भी रखा। और बड़ी खुशी की बात है कि 25 साल के इस एनडीए के सफर में आज एनडीए 24 दलों से शुरू हुआ था और आज 39 दलों पे पहुंचा है। और मैं ये मानता हूं कि देश के प्रत्येक कोने से राजनेताओं का जुड़ना एनडीए की मजबूती और ताकत को दर्शाता है।
एनडीए की बैठक थी, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के अध्यक्षता में 39 पार्टी के लोग थे, प्रमुख लोग थे। बैठक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण थी और जो पिछले 50-60 सालों में जो काम नहीं हुआ था डेवलपमेंट का, उसके ऊपर चर्चा हुई। जो 50-60 सालों में नहीं हुआ जो विकास का काम इस देश के लिए, वो 9 सालों में मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए सरकार ने करके दिखाया है।
Now, CNN News 18's managing editor Zaka Jacob spoke exclusively to Aam Aadmi Party MP Raghav Chadha on the opposition unity. Listen in.
Raghav, you know, the question that everyone is asking is two things. One, what does this alliance stand for? What does this alliance India stand for? आपकी नीति क्या है और आपका नेता कौन है?
Well, first of all, I think I.N.D.I.A, which stands for the full form is Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, is the finest display of cooperative federalism, whereby people cutting across states and different political, geographical regions have come together to give a fine blueprint for a new and a better India and deal with the problems that were ideally be supposed to be dealt with by the current government, the issues that they had highlighted in the year 2014 and 2019 and got voted into office, which is price rise, unemployment, devaluation of rupee, crony capitalism, so on and so forth. And I think the common objective of all the political parties that got together today under one banner is this. Something similar happened even in the 1970s when there was a very powerful regime of Mrs. Indira Gandhi at the helm of affairs. In the year 1977, when the emergency was lifted and elections happened in this country, all people cutting across ideologies got together. The Jan Sanghis got together with the communists got together with the socialists. Under one banner of the Janata Party, they fought the election and conclusively won the election. It's because the people wanted to throw the then regime of Mrs. Gandhi out of office. Something similar is what we see today, witness today. And the pulse of the people is that they want a departure from the current regime. They want to get rid of price rise, unemployment, want social welfare, want upliftment, so on and so forth. And this coalition will provide a blueprint for that.
But Raghav, tell me on ground, how is this going to work? The 26 parties that met today, they have between them 140 MPs. The NDA has 333 as the current Lok Sabha stands. How are you going to find candidates in each of these seats, one candidate for these 26 parties to take on a BJP candidate? Because at the end of the day, I mean, let's take the case of Delhi and Punjab. That's 7 seats in Delhi, 13 seats in Punjab. These 20 seats, how are you going to divide this between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party?
Correct. So, Zaka, I would be, not being fair and truthful if I say that I have a ready answer for this, how the mechanism will work. The answer is that it is something that will evolve in the coming days. Of course, there will be formulations of committees and subcommittees within this group that will discuss all these details. threadbare, and of course arrive at a conclusion. The intent is there. The intent is to come together. The intent is to electorally compromise with one another, but come together for the greater good of this country. And I think the heat of this new coalition called, or this new alliance called India, is being felt by the BJP today. With the comments that are coming from the camp of the NDA, you can totally feel that they're already started feeling the heat. And I think these larger questions of seat sharing, the exact agitations that this alliance will do, or rallies that it will do, where or how it will pan out, is something that we'll see in the coming days when this alliance evolves.
Former Kerala Chief Minister Oommen Chandy passed away in Bengaluru in the early hours of Tuesday. The death of the former Kerala Chief Minister was announced by his son Chandy Oommen in a Facebook post. He wrote, and I quote, "Appa has passed away." This is what Oommen wrote on his Facebook page. The mortal remains of the senior Congress leader Oommen Chandy was brought to Thiruvananthapuram from Bengaluru. Leader of opposition in the Kerala Assembly, Satisan, said the funeral services will be held at Puthupalli Church near Kottayam on Thursday. I have CNN News 18's Neetu joining me on the phone line. Neetu, a very good morning to you. Could you give us more details about the procession?
Oommen Chandy was indeed a mass leader. That was, though master strategician, he was a mass leader, always amongst the people. We are right now outside his residence, on the street outside his residence in Jagadi in Thiruvananthapuram. From here, this funeral procession will be going towards Puthupalli in Kottayam through the MC road, and we've seen that on both sides of the road early in the morning itself, people have gathered up in large numbers to pay their respects to former Chief Minister Oommen Chandy. Now, in this ambulance vehicle, his mortal remains have been brought out from his residence here, and in that open vehicle of the provided by the state government, by the KSRTC, it is in that vehicle the funeral procession will go. Here we can see that even at this stage, hundreds have thronged his house here early in the morning, raising slogans like Oommen Chandy has not passed away, he lives through us, and Kunyunyu was his name that he was fondly called by the people of Puthupalli and across the state. So these are some of the slogans that they are raising, and we can see that the vehicle has come here, and it is in this open vehicle that the mortal remains of Oommen Chandy will be taken from here to Puthupalli. From yesterday, when his flight landed in Thiruvananthapuram, large numbers have gathered like this to pay their respects at his home, at the airport, on both sides of the airport. Though there are only a few kilometers from the airport to about 20 kilometers from the airport to his residence, it took almost 2 hours for them to reach the house. Hundreds were waiting right from early morning at his residence here, and even at the Darbar Hall where the Chief Minister, the ministers had paid their respects. There also a large number of people have turned up. So this is what we are seeing in Thiruvananthapuram, the love for Oommen Chandy, the mass leader. Now, during his tenure, even as Chief Minister or opposition leader, Oommen Chandy was always seen amongst the people. We could never spot Oommen Chandy alone, because he would always be talking to the people, listening to their problems, and every Sunday he will be in his constituency in Puthupalli. He was called to the Delhi by the central leadership of the Congress several times. Now the mortal remains of Oommen Chandy is being shifted from that small ambulance to this vehicle, which they will be taking. The funeral procession will go from Thiruvananthapuram. So they have shifted Oommen Chandy, the mortal remains of Oommen Chandy, into that vehicle. His family members and Minister Vasavan will also be going along in this funeral procession. Now, Oommen Chandy was serving as the MLA of Puduppally for the 53rd year. He was still the MLA when he passed away yesterday. He was known as a master. We saw that leaders like A.K. Antony breaking down when they saw Oommen Chandy last evening. CM was trying hard to hold back his tears when he remembered Oommen Chandy. So what the Congress leader says that this is a vacuum which they can never fill, because that was the stature of this leader, always amongst the masses, not by himself in Puduppally. Central leadership invited him several times to Delhi, but he wanted to serve in Kerala, in Puduppally, and when he passed away yesterday, it was his 53rd year serving as the MLA of the people of Puduppally.
Well, Neetu, thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details. It's time for us to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere, as we'll come right back with more news and updates.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत का, विकसित भारत का निर्माण करके ही रहना है। और आपने मुझ पर इतना विश्वास रखा है, इतना प्रेम बरसाया है, इतना स्नेह किया है, मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं और आपके माध्यम से मैं देशवासियों को विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि मैं अपने परिश्रम में, अपने प्रयासों में कहीं कोई कमी नहीं रहने दूंगा। मुझसे गलती हो सकती है, लेकिन बदनीयत से मैं दूर रहूंगा, बदनीयत से कोई काम नहीं करूंगा। और साथियों, मेरा जीवन आप देखते हैं, देश देख रहा है, मेरे शरीर का हर कण, मेरे समय का हर क्षण देश को ही समर्पित है। आपका ये विश्वास, आपके ये आशीर्वाद, ये मेरी ऊर्जा है। और साथियों, आप सब कह रहे थे कि 2014 में देश की इकोनॉमी 10वें नंबर पर थी, आज 5वें नंबर पहुंची है। और मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, एनडीए के तीसरे टर्म में इस देश की इकोनॉमी दुनिया में तीसरे नंबर पर होके रहेगी। हर सपने संकल्प है और हर संकल्प सिद्धि के लिए हम जी जान से जुटे हुए लोग हैं, समर्पित भाव से जुटे हुए लोग हैं। और आज जिस उमंग और उत्साह से आपको एक एक की बात जो मैंने सुनी, मेरे लिए भी बड़े प्रेरक थी, उत्साहवर्धक थी। आपका विश्वास, विजय का विश्वास, जन सामान्य की सोच को बखूबी व्यक्त करने का आपका तरीका वाकई प्रभावित करने वाला था। मैं मानता हूं कि 25 साल की यात्रा की आज की ये महत्वपूर्ण बैठक, 25 साल बाद देश जब 100 साल की आजादी मनाएगा, हमारे सामने भी 25 साल का नक्शा है। दोस्तों, देश
बैंक
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Shifting focus down south, the Enforcement Directorate drilled the Tamil Nadu Minister for Higher Education K. Ponmudy and his son for the second time for over 6 hours into a money laundering case linked to alleged illegal sand mining. Now DMK has maintained its stand and labelled the ED raids as politically motivated raids. Remember, ED began raiding Ponmudy and his son Gautam Singamani, a parliamentarian, on June 17 at 7 locations including Chennai. On Tuesday, the ED said that the searches revealed incriminating documents, 81.7 lakh rupees in cash and British pounds. The ED also claimed that 13 lakh rupees was seized and fixed deposits worth 41.9 crore rupees have been freezed as well. As per ED, Ponmudy had issued illegal licenses for red sand mining to his son, relatives and some Benami holders, and that a huge amount of Hawala funds generated from this mining business was used to purchase companies abroad.
No, he is happy. He is ready to face. He is not afraid of. Only there is no case. The case is with the BJP. That when there is a meeting of the opposition parties being held in Bengaluru, they want to divert the attention of the people. That's all. Beyond that, there is nothing. Yeah, they are one of the alliance partners of BJP. They do whatever the government says. They don't do accordingly. They are not acting as an investigating agency. They are acting as chamchas of BJP.
Enforcement Directorate has made our leader, Mr. Ponmudy, detained him for almost to 3:30. All of you are so tired. We are all tired. Imagine the kind of pressure, the torture the minister would have underwent. But the ED says they are having an humanitarian approach. I think the courts have to come down heavily on the Enforcement Directorate for violation of human rights. They cannot take human rights for granted in this country. The Enforcement Directorate here just trying to float fancy numbers. This is clear case of political vendetta, and we know how to handle this.
Well, that's all from me for now, but more news and updates continue on the other side on CNN News 18.